You got 5 of these, right?
Like 3.
Oh, okay.
Only 3.
Only 3.
We'll be back.
It's only, take.
I need more by May.
All
Gets the sales award.
Alright, Don, you're good to
You're
go.
all set?
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the Board of Parks and Recreation's meeting Tuesday, April 15th at 6 o'clock to order. And Melissa, we have a roll call.
Sure. Carol Anist, Billy de Blasio, Beth Albuno, Trish Feeney, Eileen Francolino. Here. Tim Hutt Wagner,
Here.
Bill Knowlton,
Here.
Ed Martian,
Here.
Diana Sarah. Here. Don Woods.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you. You can do the pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
At least this one you did it with us. Yeah.
Yeah, just finishing
Yeah,
now.
no echo.
Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes or any comments on the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes. as presented.
Second. Any discussion from anybody? Any additions, deletions? No? All in favor? Motion passes. Do we have any public?
No.
No. No correspondence?
No.
No.
Okay. The monthly report and the tree warden report, they're always pretty self-explanatory, but does anybody have anything or Bill, do you want to add anything?
No. Commend the guys for job well done so far.
There was some scuttlebutt on Facebook about the trees down by the waterfall.
Yeah.
Just that the,
3 trees.
boxes needed to be checked off with reasons why,
Yeah.
but then I said, well, I'll bring it up at the next meeting, and then someone on there said, Rose Lyon said, don't worry about it, it's already handled, it won't happen again, so.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's all good.
That was just a mistake. And that when I saw it on Facebook, I called our guy and he went over there and put the check boxes in. They were, all 3 were dead and diseased. So,
So what, they weren't posted, is that what?
no, they were, but we have check boxes like, might say
Why was-
sick or, construction.
Measles.
Well,
Okay, full business,
I'm sure that won't happen again either.
we have zip. So, new business, physical therapy and sports medicine center letter of agreement.
One thing, Mr. Chairman, if you would consider, we have 4 last minute additions to be added to the agenda, if you wouldn't mind considering that now,
Yeah.
and 2/3 vote, and then we would put it on under new business.
We need a motion.
Yes.
Can somebody make that motion to accept the 4, how many?
4.
4 motions to be added to the agenda under new business?
I'll make the motion to accept the 4 new agenda items for new business.
Second. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, we're good.
Thank you. Just for edification, if anyone's watching this video, they come in like 2 hours ago, 3 hours, it's a last minute thing. And for us to wait another month, it's a lot easier to get business done, especially like dealing with social service department and stuff like that. We want to be as friendly and responsive as we can.
Okay, so where are we? Physical therapy and sports medicine center, letter of agreement. Bill, do you have anything?
No, just another happy sponsor that's been great with us, and we're so pleased that he had a good experience with us the first time, and now he's going to help us out in for our special events. So he's thrilled to death, and we are too.
This is Christina.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Roba.
No.
It's
PTS.
Tiki what? Oh, no,
Tiki
that's
water
our
slide?
host of the water slide.
Oh, okay. So Kristen is also the same thing. She's a physical therapist also on Market Square. And she's had a pleasant experience and been very supportive, lives in Newington. And she'll be doing the Tiki water slide, which is going to be fun for us.
Okay, so do you want to read the motion?
Make a motion to accept a $1,400 public-private partnership agreement with Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Center to host a tiki water slide attraction during Life Ian Extravaganza on July 17th through the 18th, 2025 at Mill Pond Park.
Second. You, Billy?
Yep.
Any discussion, anything?
Well, actually, just if I could jump in, she's also sponsoring for 500 for the June event.
Is there another
Chicken
one?
Fling or Food Truck Friday, no, I'm just thinking of that now, but she did them at the same time.
Oh,
So I just wanted to bring that to your
Do we
attention
have
as
to
well.
amend this?
it would be helpful to just add that to it and
Okay,
and
so
also.
what was it saying?
It was $500 to sponsor the Chicken Fling at Food Truck Friday.
So
So it's a
that is in-
$1,900 total for the two.
Events.
So withdraw the motion and then redo it?
You get to do it. I move to amend the motion and then.
Or you can just amend it, make it easier.
Okay. So I just add tiki water slide and $500 for the chicken fling. That's the same.
It's at Food Truck Friday.
I make a motion to accept the $1,400 public-private partnership agreement with Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Center to host a tiki water slide attraction during the Let Be In It extravaganza on July 17th through the 18th, 2025 at Mill Pond. And a $500 donation for the chicken fling food truck,
At Food Truck Fridays.
food truck Friday.
Second.
Thanks, Sam, for bringing
Yeah,
that
no
up.
problem.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No, motion passes. All right, so next is the summer program.
Get the summer program guide in front of you. I think we only copies of it in color.
Excellent.
And, go out to 13,500 reminder mailings. And, it's that under this particular case, you'd have to, if you were okay with it, you would, approve the fees and charges and whatever is in the brochure. Or for your review.
Is that the paper that it goes on? Oh,
Oh, no, that was a copy.
that's nice. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those were copied here. They're currently at printers.
Okay.
It's more like in this paper type.
Yeah, that would be expensive.
Yeah.
Bill, you want to read the motion?
Sure. Make a motion to accept the summer program guide, including the fees and charges associated with each event, program, and facility.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Little Brook Park Court replacement. Little Brook Park Court replacement.
There you go.
So just for the board's edification, we're planning on doing 2 basketball courts. And that's one's at Beechwood needs replacement because of the severe cracks as well as Little Brook. And I was going out there with the contractor and I was trying to figure out what we were gonna do, how we were gonna make this work, if that's the next handicap accessible playground also on the CIP list. So as we were doing it, the neighbors came out and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, I'm Parks and Rec guy and trying to put a new basketball court together." And Mrs. Giansanti ends up being, I got a chance to meet her and she said, "We would love a pickleball court here. Can you do pickleball?" And I started thinking, I'm walking around, it's not a bad idea. It's, the fastest growing sport in America. So, we came up with the idea of doing half basketball and half pickleball going sideways. And I called our painting contractor and he said, it's not a bad idea. People are doing it. And if it doesn't work for you, I can always come back a year after, 2 years later and paint it all basketball if you want to go back to that. So it's not a big exposure to us, but I wanted you to know about it because I didn't want to do something of a major value like that and not have you know. But I think it's a pretty cool idea and it might just work.
Yeah.
So.
That basketball court had some controversy over the years, you remember?
He's moved though, right?
I think so.
I think so too.
What's that?
Our friend had,
One of the-
he moved away.
I remember the basketball court.
Oh, no, that was.
Yeah, that was.
I think it was little. Yeah, that's the one with the.
Because he got upset because they were playing basketball.
Basketball all night.
Somebody from the abutting property, not from Rocky Hill, would come over and play.
That was Ongoing for years.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
And the resolution was he moved.
He said he was an
You told them.
international spy or something, he told me. Like, okay, whatever.
Diane, can you read the motion?
Sure. To approve the replacement of the basketball court at Little Brook Park and painting it as half basketball court and half pickleball court.
Second,
Any other discussion? No? All in favor? All right, do that backwards.
And just
Motion
for,
passes.
yeah, and just for your knowledge, I talked to the contractor half an hour ago, Mark Schweitowick from Cedar Ridge Construction, and he said that he's gonna wait until it dries out because he got stuck in Candlewick 3D. So he's gonna wait, May 15th will be his planned date to start at Little Brook, and then right after that, go to Beechwood. So if anybody asks you any questions on the street, you'll have a couple answers for them.
I haven't been back to Beechwood. I went there last fall and it was still in mint condition. Has there been any vandalism over there?
Knock on wood, not too bad.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
No, there's a separate little socket that we received for, that we added.
You got the 4 additions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at everyone's spot.
So everyone has the 4 additional motions and stuff, just.
So the next motion, I guess when you got up there, the next motion would be to waive the park rental fees for Human Rights Commission.
Right. This is brand new also, Carol LeBrecq, my classmate from Springfield College, and she doesn't want me to tell her age, so I'm being shy. But anyways, she has an idea, her council has an idea to put together this kindness thing and change the world in small steps or something. And we were thinking, she wanted to do it on a Saturday, and I kept thinking to myself, how many people are gonna go and what's the return on investment for her, blah, blah, blah. So trying to be a team player and cooperating and trying to get a bigger bang. I thought, how would you, and she's also the ADA coordinator for the town. So I said, how about if we merged forces and you became part of our ADA celebration on July 24th, which is Thursday night, our regular concerts, and Roderick's here, I believe, right? So Roderick's here, he does the concerts, and we're having a lady named Kathy Thompson, is it? Correct. So, we're asking the town council and the mayor to proclaim it ADA month, or celebration of the signing of the 35th anniversary under President Bush, for the ADA. So we'll have already paid for some of her expenses. So like, she doesn't need music. We've got a concert, the data mail's paying for the band. We have a police, that comes out of our special events thing. We pay for cops. So all she would have to do is pay for additional services. She wants to use one of our big tents. If the water goes away from Mill Pond, it's practically underwater right now. We'll give her one of the 3 tents. We'll have our park guys set up garbage cans and 12 tables for her and chairs and whatever she needs. And we'll have the adult cornhole going on. We'll have the concert going on. We'll have the mayor handing out the free ice creams. The ADACC gives us $500 for free ice cream for the first 100 people. And then they'll have their festival in an area. And she also wants a yoga instructor, which is fine. The only thing is I left her a message saying, just got to be careful. Yoga instructors oftentimes want quiet. They don't want fair type of stuff, but whatever she wants to do, obviously she can do it. And I think it'll be nice. And I think she's pleased, and I think it'll be a large number of people, right? We'll get a couple thousand people at the, weather permitting. So it saves her a ton of money, gives her some exposure, and I think it's a good thing to do between interdepartments.
Yeah. Well, a better chance for success, to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Phil, can you read that motion?
I move to waive the park rental fees for Human Rights Commission's event at Mill Pond Park on Thursday, July 24th, 2025, and any associated costs for employees, music, and equipment may be incorporated into the Parks and Rec Department special event costs. The Parks and Recreation Department will charge the Human Rights Commission only for 2 parks and ground two Parks and Grounds staff members overtime costs related to the setup of tables, chairs, tents, and garbage pickup for the event.
There's a second.
Second.
Seconded, any comments?
I just have one question. Bill, have we, yeah, I'm hiding, that's why, so. Bill, Tim Hudbagner, my only question, parking for it. Do we want to speak with the library about using the parking lot? Buses, you say 1,000 people, where are people gonna park? You know, it's not the extravaganza, it's none, but this is another event going on, so.
Yeah, I mean.
We're gonna go, so
Well,
that's my only concern.
Yeah, that's legit. We're making it, we have this online service now, the town puts special events on the computer, it goes to every director and everyone has to sign off on it.
Mhm.
So that's the initial, hey, everybody, we're planning on doing this. And then if there's a problem or someone thinks it's a problem, then we all chat. So one, that's gonna get started, and then two, the library knows every Thursday we have a concert, so they're kind of in line with that anyway, but I don't have any problem calling Lisa and talking about more parking or whatever.
Okay.
I don't think I don't think we need shuttle buses for this event. It's,
Okay.
1,000, 2,000 people is pretty simple. They get blended into the neighborhood.
Will the buses be moved to the high school by then? You know how they moved some of the buses over there so that it'll free up some spots down there?
That would be in July. In fact,
Should be gone.
there's a chance that whole parking lot's gonna be paved.
Yeah.
I think they put 300,000, the Board of Ed, into one of their accounts, and I do believe there's gonna be additional parking over there, and that's a good idea, Eileen, I could call, that guy, Dean Barnes, and ask him if he could either consolidate the buses and give us those 100 parking spaces like we always get for special events,
Yeah.
or move them to the high school. Yep.
Thank
you.
Okay, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. I didn't see you over there, Tim, sorry about that.
No worries.
It's okay, you lucked out, sir, no?
I did, don't
That's
worry.
a long one.
That's why, I was happy.
So the next one, motion to accept a public-private partnership agreement with Remax Real Estate Company.
John
Wallace.
John Wallace.
Yeah, that's
All right.
the last one
Yeah.
down.
You could do that one.
No, this is longer.
Oh.
Two-day rental fee for John Wallace Middle School. Tim,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the 2-day rental fee for John Wallace Middle School to host their 8th grade ceremony at the Mortensen Community Center on June 17th, 2025, with setup and walkthrough of the event on June 16th, 2025. The department will provide the necessary setup and breakdown services for the event at no charge.
So if I may,
yeah, go ahead.
so, you need a second first.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
did. Yeah.
Second by name. Okay, so this just happened today. Sam met with the assistant principal and Mrs. Shaw, who lives near on Mill Pine over there. They got into a little bit of a pickle, I guess, because they usually use the gym at the high school, but I don't know what happened.
I
Sam,
think
what
it's
was?
project graduation.
Oh.
That's going on.
Yeah, so they needed to decorate project graduation, they needed a spot. Anyways, again, I saw it as a team effort. The Board of Ed does a lot for us, we do a lot for them. If, it's kind of a mutual understanding between each other. It's gonna be fairly costly for us in time and effort, but I think it's worth the investment and I support the idea. Our park guys will come and set up 100 tables, we'll pull out the bleachers, set up the podium, the PA systems. And we're even gonna open up the concession stands for the parents for coffee in the morning and if they want lunch on the way out. But I think it'll be a nice thing, and well, I guess when they came in and found out the community center was air conditioned, they were jumping up and down because the high school gym is not air conditioned, and June 17th, it could be hot. So they'll probably be here forever, start just getting ready for that board. But again, I think it's something nice to try to develop this camaraderie, teamwork.
Do they get lunch or something? What do they need tables for? They don't
I
just
think
sit
you
in the
meant
stand?
chairs.
Oh,
100
chairs.
chairs.
100
That's
chairs,
right.
yeah.
Tables,
Not
on
tables.
They eat?
No, no.
Nice
Bill,
deal. Yeah.
Will parking be an issue that day?
Yes, but we've addressed it already with shuttle buses and they, the Board of Ed owns the buses, so they can do whatever they want. And so they're gonna do it and we're gonna do from the OFI, the community parking lot, the tennis courts over there. So, yeah, we're telling them they cannot park in town hall.
We're only in agreement to park here if you're handicap parking.
Yeah.
Right in front and do need that.
Yeah, that's a big crowd. I remember going through that.
Good. I hope they buy a lot of concession stands.
Have a meal deal.
No, it's nice to have people from the town enjoy the community center, all that.
New Jersey Mike's could sponsor it.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, then your kids will get on video again.
Yeah, I would be there in a heartbeat. Saying,
Okay, so we need a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next one is to accept a $900 public-private partnership with Dunning Industries.
Okay, I've been begging this company for about 7 years, so finally they've come through. And they're a company that we do a lot of, it's a sand and gravel pit. You probably work with them.
Yeah.
We buy stone from them and Dura Edge and a variety of things, so. They came through finally. We jumped up and down. I harassed the guy at our state conference. I said, hey, what are you doing for crying out loud? Think about Newington when it comes to donations. So Clay was all excited. Clay Pedigo, our park supervisor, was all excited because he hunted him down pretty hard. So that was good. So we'll another sponsorship coming our way towards our special events, which is really, really nice.
Eileen?
Make a motion to accept a $900 public-private partnership agreement with Dunning Industries to sponsor the clown attraction during the Newington Goes Country on June 12th, 2025, and Food Truck Friday, and June 13th, 2025, at no fine.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Yeah. No, there's no sign up list where you sign up to be the clown.
Yeah, right? Oh, we tossed it.
So, all in favor? Move this along.
It's just like.
Opposed? No? Okay. Next.
I move to accept the public-private partnership with Remax Real Estate Company to offer $30 tethered fire food nights from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Life Beer Extravaganza, Friday, July 18th, 2025, Mill Pond Park. Remax will be required to provide a certificate of insurance to the town.
Second. Bill, you want to add that?
Yep, just to refresh for the public watching and for the board members, the new board members. For some reason, it's very specific in the charter that you are in charge of any aerial displays that happen in the park. I consider the feathered balloons pretty much an aerial type of thing, so I wanted to bring it to your attention to get permission. I don't think we have it signed yet, the agreement, but Roderick's working on getting a signature on that piece of paper. But we did send it to them and they've agreed to everything we're talking about. And the $30 will go towards the fireworks show. So we're also gonna do Carla Givenchy and Sergio. I don't know if people know them. They're from town. They're great people they're from the Portuguese club too, but she wants to advertise and say if there's any not spouses, what would you call it? Couples that want to give a wedding ring or ask them to marry them on a hot air balloon. She's gonna advertise that at her store, so at the real estate place. So I think that's kind of a cool angle to it.
Give someone.
Yeah, it might be fun. Might be a good publicity kind of thing.
So just one other
Oh,
comment.
and I'm sorry, one more thing. They charged us $2,000 to come here, and I said, no, I'm not gonna pay $2,000, and Carla helped us move through the New England Remax organization, and they waived the fee, so that was great news.
So I just, because Phil has done such an exceptional job reading long motions, I think we should set the standard for having to read the long motions.
Yeah, that
works. That works.
All in favor? No, we're good.
All right.
Did they pay for the labor that, to hold that thing down? I know we always gotta find the big heavy boys to.
Yeah, they don't pay for it, but the $30 more than covers it. And we get a few volunteers, it
Yeah.
depends, some football players and some lacrosse players. And we tie it down to one of the park trucks and two of their trucks. And this guy named Chris Ravino is a real estate agent and also a landscaping type of guy, and he brings his vehicles too, so and his son.
Bill, would you be able to sign up that day, like 2 weeks before? You can
Right
open it
now,
up?
you can sign up right now for the first 16 people, because there's no guarantee with the wind and hot air balloons. So we wanted to fill 4 every 10 minutes, and then after that, it's first come, first serve.
Did we vote? I don't think so.
Yeah.
All in favor?
I didn't read it yet.
Yeah, Phil read it. Phil read
That's why he's taking a break.
Yeah, could Phil read it backwards now?
No, he read it. You need it read again?
I'm always curious about this though. What age can you kind of, because I'm thinking my little ones probably can't see past the basket. So you gotta be like 10 years or older,
I think
right?
we had a height requirement last.
48 inches.
Yeah, I think it's like 48.
48 inches probably.
All right.
Just going
Unless they can walk on.
to ride on Wildcat, you have to be 48 inches, so,
There you go.
Okay.
so I'm going 48 inches. I'll go with that.
All right.
So Phil, don't bring your kids, because I don't want them to cry,
No.
if they cry.
Then I'll have to buy Jersey bikes.
I'll have to give them a light beaded t-shirt.
Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion passes. We did read it, honest.
Yeah,
We
we actually did the discussion in.
Let's see, Memorial Day Parade, Saturday, May 24th. Anybody wants to march?
Oh.
What time you want them to meet?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I told you guys 10 o'clock, but we just got a letter today that says it starts at 10:30. I'm not sure that's what it has been all the time, but it does not ring a bell to me. But anyways, it's 10:30 this in May. And if anyone wants to march with us, we're gonna have the float built by the park guys again. And we'll have the golf cart and we'll hand out ice cream coupons. Roderick's all set for that, I think. And then and we'll have the train and we'll have the preschool kids in the train and the parents walking on by their side. And Eileen has been, as far as I'm concerned, she's been here 30 years in the parade, supporting Parks and Rec and handing out.
Didn't
ice-
help last year. That was wonderful because you just run the whole time.
You do.
It's tiring.
Get your steps in.
So anybody that wants to participate, we'll meet you at that church. Main Street, I guess but it's behind, what's that, Walsh, or is that Audubon?
Our saviors, yeah.
Yeah. Walsh, that's Walsh.
Yeah.
Our saviors.
Creative Playtime Preschool Graduation, Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the Mortensen Center.
Oh, and that time got changed to 6 o'clock instead of 6:30.
Oh, it is.
So we're really screwing you up on times. A lot of moving parts.
Newington Goes Country and Food Truck Friday, volunteer sign up.
Yep, so that's gonna be two very fun events, I can tell you that. Gonna have a lot of entertainment in it. And a lot of food and a lot of great music.
I have the volunteer sign up sheets that Robert had done for the Newington Goes Country and Food Truck Friday.
If anybody wants to sell beer or wine, help us, or help kids get on and off the train rides, we could use you.
You gotta pass that on.
Yeah.
We're over here. Newington Youth Soccer Tournament, June 14th and 15th, 2025.
Yep, just bringing it to your attention that it's a 2-day event, but Friday they do all kinds of registrations and food and tents and stuff like that, but it's a packed facility. There's, I don't know how many cars, thousands of cars parked at Newington High School all over the place. But it's, it's great for Newington, great for economic development. I think last year they had over 110 teams from all over Newington, really. So it's a good thing for local businesses and great to spread the word of show people what our nice fields look like.
Three Step Sports Lacrosse Tournament.
And then
June
just,
28th.
just to give you an idea how busy our park staff is and parks and recreation staff, that the next weekend we offer 50 or 60 lacrosse teams coming in from all over. Actually, that particular one hosts from all over the country. And they come in and they're using 6 lacrosse fields. So really exciting times that Newington is being put on the map, which is helpful.
Let's see, next is the Life Be In It Extravaganza, and the first item is Life Be In It Extravaganza flyer.
Okay, so I think Melissa gave you a copy of the flyer, to give you an idea of what's going on, so. A lot of fun. It's got some fun things happening, and some of the old good ones are returning and some new ones put in.
Volunteer sign, we're gonna pass that around.
Yep. Eileen started to get here.
What's the carnival speed pass?
So last month, somebody brought up the idea of, I think maybe Tim H.
Tim H, yep.
Yeah, I think, did you bring up the speed pass idea?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did, yes.
So I went back to Tony and asked, in his contract, it does have a speed pass sentence that if we mutually agree on it. And he thought it'd be worth a try. So he said, for an additional $20, it's kind of like Disney World. You pay $20 and you get a wristband that identifies you as go to the front of the line. And what their people do is they go to the exit, and the 5 or 6 people that have the speed pass get on the ride first, and then they go back to the entry line and take the rest of the people. So he says, it's not going to be an overwhelming amount, but I think on Saturday people might do it because there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
The wristband's gonna cost you $50.
Well, 30 plus 20, if my Newington High School math says.
Say we want to start.
Yeah, so, so that's exactly, it'd be 2 wristbands, but $50, yes. But that's from 10 in the morning till 9:15 at night, so, not bad.
Okay.
Now, I don't
That's
know,
only gonna be for Saturday.
no, it's good for every day.
Every day.
So whatever the
Oh,
ticket price is plus 20.
But they have to buy it.
Let me rephrase it.
Individual.
It's available every day for $20 each day.
And how's it gonna be done? Is it a wristband? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And he provides those?
Yes.
Okay. We already did the craft beer and cocktail tasting, WFSB Channel 3 TV media sponsor.
Yeah, I don't have anything locked in yet in writing, but, as you know, the Renee Danino is a good friend of Newington Parks and Recreation. She got moved, or she took a big job at Channel 3 WFSB and left iHeartRadio. Anyway, she called me and said, what's the chances of us getting together? I said, man, are you kidding me? I've been trying to get a TV media sponsor for 10 years. So it looks like on April 22nd, we're going to be over there doing a live half-hour TV show talking about the extravaganza. And she's going to pump it everywhere. And she's got all these like podcasts and I'm not familiar with how you Rogo and how everybody gets TV nowadays, but it's going to be extremely advertised all over the state of Connecticut. And thanks to her, she hooked us up with their agent and they're going to have a live broadcast here the week of the extravaganza. They're going to throw in 35 commercials a week on TV. We're paying $5,000 of media. We're probably going to get tens of thousands of dollars worth of ads. So, apparently they like the idea and we like the idea. It might just so happen that SailFest got canceled. So we're extremely lucky on the timing of everything.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
So, Bill, you said a live feed we're gonna get?
Yeah.
On Channel 3?
Yeah, yep,
Do you have any idea what day or time?
not yet.
Like Friday night, 6, 7?
Oh, no, it'll be in the morning. They think it's gonna be their wine and they have a TV show, wine and beer or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it might be one of their radio or TV personalities. And Renee Danino said she would come anytime I wanted her to be there. So it's quite nice. She's something special. Her, I call them outlaws. in-laws.
Yeah.
Their in-laws live in Newington, so she's always been a part of life being it.
Okay, you want to talk about the Remax balloon again, or?
No.
Are you good with that? Okay. Seymour Park update?
Did you have something?
Yeah, sorry, just on the craft beer thing, I know we kind of just buzzed over it,
Yeah.
but from last year to this year, is there discussion about like the beginning, the
Yes,
duration, and
yes.
what's gonna happen, what's gonna be on stock and, you know, before the event starts and all that's been handled and location and all?
Yeah, so the organization is key. It was not organized well enough last year, and it was for a variety of reasons. But we have addressed them with Kamal, and Carol Graham, who used to work for us, is now going to be kind of like the volunteer for Kamal. And Roderick is gonna have tables that are actually identified. These are the people, you know, Billy de Blasio, you're at table 1, Bill DeMayo, you're at table 2, you know. So it's gonna be much more organized. We're gonna get there much earlier. We're gonna have it all set up and ready to go so that we open at 6 and we close at 8. So that's the game plan.
Were you able to get the cups, Bill?
I did that day not order them. I called Barker Specialty and they were supposed to send me 6 of each ounces, something like 3, 4, 6 or something like that. We didn't get those yet, did we? See them
I haven't seen.
when I was gone? No. So we haven't gotten the sample cups yet. We're gonna take a vote in the office which ounce cup that is the best.
Perfect.
And we also got some prices on, it includes wrapping a name, depending on the size of the cup, either they go in a circle all around the top of the cup with all the sponsors, which is Bolarama and Happy Harry's. Is there a third one, Sam? Oh, that, no, I don't think so. So either, that was a long answer. Short answer is we're working on it.
Excellent. Thank you.
And we got a new cooler truck too, right?
And we got a brand new cooler truck, the whole town does. Yeah, and we have it, Roderick already reserved it for all the days. So it's gonna be
Enough coolers.
exciting. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be so organized, it'll be crazy.
All right. Seymour Park update.
Today's Tuesday. This morning, they delivered all the rubbers, giant bags of rubber pieces. And they melt them together and put glue in them and make the soft surface. So for the next, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we're gonna have one of our staff members with a cell phone in a car, staying from 4 to, I won't even say how long, on TV. So, but we'll be providing call-in security, so if someone tries to wreck the wet rubber surface before it dries, they'll call the police and see if we can stop that.
Anne Arundel softball fields update.
Really going well. We had a meeting this morning with Alicio Plumbing, Carpio Electricity, Curtis Anderson Irrigation, and park staff and Board of Ed staff, and we've got a great plan, and work's gonna start pretty soon. They're gonna punch a hole in the wall in Anne Arundel and put a box up against the wall, and it'll be all secured. The water pump, the water pump and the let's see, anyways, we'll have everything, all the services there. And in July, when school is over, we'll put together our plan to build the field. I mean, we're gonna, if you remember, we'll be building it in-house with our own park guys. So we'll save a considerable amount of money. And we did save a whole bunch of money already, not having to put an M&C water pit in. And that is good news because we're gonna buy a set of bleachers on the third base side for people to sit and watch the games too. So it's gonna be nice. It'll be a nice addition to Newington.
Okay, Martin Kellogg soccer field update.
So there, we got an interesting, our contractor went, we reduced the scope of work from putting irrigation in the field so that it wouldn't interrupt any of the soccer, but putting perimeter drainage and tying it into two catch basins. And it's about $15,000, and I suspect we'll be able to do that after July 1st. And that will solve numerous complaint calls and problems of being the field too wet. So that's gonna be exciting. I don't know. I'm so anxious to get it done and get it over with.
That field was wet when I was a kid.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't, Don, I mean, it was wet when I was a kid too, and I'm wondering, why didn't anybody ever fix that field? I don't get it. Yeah.
Let's see, city roofing update.
So, City Roofing, if, I can't even say enough good about City Roofing. They came forward, and as I told you before, they brought to our attention a grant. It was like worth over $10,000. We got it. So he took off the cost of the material, and he just charged us for his labor. He had about 6 guys up on the roofs and a garbage bin and guys on the ground. And instead of just doing the concession stand, they did the concession stand and volunteers, both the dugouts, the 2 dugouts at the softball field at Memorial, and 2 dugouts at Legends Field for baseball. So everything matches now. So then, of course, not everyone's happy. Well, oh, why couldn't they put in gutters? So I was so embarrassed, but the Little League brought to my attention that the gutters needed redoing on the concession stand. So I said, Matt, I'm embarrassed to even ask you this. I said, but what would it take to get the gutters? And he says, don't worry about it. He says, I'll take care of it. He just did it for free.
Okay.
So he's unbelievable. That I would recommend City Roofing anytime, any day.
Let's see, last but not least, Facebook video, city roofing, and DC homescapes.
So there you go. So BC Homescapes, if you remember, I got hit for $3,600 to paint the preschool for some reason. It was they call it program specialty, or what do they call it?
Program specific.
If it's program specific, I guess I have to pay for it. So we got BC Homescapes was a friend of a friend and from Weathersfield, and they came in and donated the whole paint job. So again, I couldn't say enough good about BC Homescapes. Their support and their generosity. So I think we did a little video. Some of you may have seen it, some may not. But here we go.
Hello, everybody. I want to introduce you to 2 brand new friends, 2 businesses that are helping Newington Parks and Recreation. Listen up. Hello, everyone. My name is Bill DeMayo, and I'm the superintendent of the Newington Parks and Recreation Department. And I'm standing here with my new friend, Matt Lessick from City Roofing. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Hi, very good. Thank you.
Great. Thanks. We're standing here at Clem Lemire Sports Complex, and we got exciting news for everybody. We have made great friends with City Roofing, and we hired them to do the concession stand re-roofing because there was a leak, and the Little League people, softball people, everybody, we have hundreds and hundreds of kids playing Little League and softball, but they needed to get the roof fixed. And Matt's been a Newington resident for over 29 years, and he's got a business, and he does a fabulous job, and I'm strongly recommending him all the time, and I'll tell you why. Let me just give you this whole thing. Matt calls me after we hire him, and he says, hey, if you could fill out some paperwork and write a grant and work with me and my people, maybe we can get a grant from GAF. Is that right?
Absolutely, correct.
And who's GAF? What do they do?
So they are actually the shingle manufacturer that manufacture the shingles that we're using today, and they are one of my primary manufacturers, and been using for many years. Very reliable product, and they do very well for the community as well.
Excellent.
So help us out, yep.
And who's our supplier? Let's give a shout out to them
ABC
too.
Supply here in Berlin, Connecticut, on the Turnpike. You probably have seen it. You go right by it many times a day, I'm sure, up and down the pike. They are my supplier. They help us out a little bit as well on my side. So everything worked out. A nice partnership all around.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls who's watching this in Facebook land, you got to know that the Parks and Recreation Department saved over $10,000 between a grant, the supplier, and Matt. And City Roofing, I couldn't say enough good about them. So if you need some residential or commercial roofing, call City Roofing because I'm standing behind them for the rest of my life. That's for sure. So we really appreciate
Not a
Matt.
problem. It's my pleasure. Again, as a small family business, we enjoy helping out the community as well. So it's
Yeah.
always my pleasure.
And I think Little League, Mike Phelps and Jeff Traumer, they're all going to be so excited to hear all the good news and all the help that's going on. So not only are we doing the concession stand now, this grant allowed us to do all 6 dugouts. So Volunteer Little League is going to get new roofing. The Memorial Softball Field is going to get new roofing, and Legends Baseball Field, the 90-foot baseball field. So everything's going to match in color. It's going to look great, and it's a real good facelift for Clem Lemire Park here. So we're so excited. Matt, I want to thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. I'm Bill DeMayo. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. My name is Bill DeMayo, and I'm the Newington Parks and Recreation Superintendent. I'm standing here in this beautiful Creative Playtime preschool room of the Mortenson Community Center. And we're here to celebrate our new friend. He's a painter. His name is Mike Braga. And Mike owns BC Homescapes. He's out of Wethersfield, but we're recommending him as one of the best painters ever. He does residential work and commercial work, inside and out. And he came to our rescue. We were in a jam. We didn't budget for it for the upcoming year, and we needed to paint the preschool. And Mike heard about it, and we reached out to him, and he generously donated all his services and the paint and everything else to do the preschool thing. We saved us about $3,600 that we didn't have. So BC Homescapes and Mike Braga, thank you so much to you and your staff for painting our preschool room here at the Mortenson Community Center. We're so thankful. I'm standing here, behind me is the weather report. So if you want to see that it's going to be, warm today and breezy, that'd be interesting. But we're so excited that Mike Braga and BC Homescapes came to our rescue and helped us. We're appreciative, and we're recommending him to anybody that's listening out in Facebook land. If you need painting, call Mike Braga. Thanks for listening. I'm Bill DeMayo.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody's phones back there.
Is it possible to, have the council issue them like a citation or something recognizing their?
Well, you guys will recognize them probably as the Building a Strong Community Awards,
Yeah,
and then the council will take it from there.
they'll give them a citation or something.
Oh, I don't know about citation, but they'll give them the proclamation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam, do you have the other, the toxic waste Facebook page?
I don't know.
You can't grab it?
No, I would have to go on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. So if I may, some of you might have seen the toxic waste, you guys familiar with that or not?
55-gallon drums?
Yeah.
Yeah, something about it.
Yeah, so we did a Facebook thing and you want to talk about people that want to hear bad news? It was our most spread out and advertised Facebook. Over 12 or 13,000 people saw it. But what happened was someone vandalized. It's an act of vandalism. They dropped off 2 55-gallon drums of liquid in Mill Pond Park. If you go down towards Brookdale, I think it's called. And so we were kind of not knowing what it was. It was kind of one of those toxic waste things, and you have to deal with it accordingly for government. And long story short, it was a lot of money. It was like $3,700, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, $3,700 for them to dress up in those suits and come and test it and all that. And it ended up being, I did some research on the cans and the labels and all that. We couldn't get anywhere. We went to every single one to see if they had Ring cameras and all that, but no luck. So nonetheless, they found out that it was old sealant, driveway sealant. So we took it to the Parks Garage, and then they came and under state contract, they charged us $372 per barrel to dispose of it. So it was an expensive, proposition, almost, between $4,000 and $5,000, which, nobody budgets for. It stinks. So that happened. And then 2 days later, a big truck came apparently and went into Cross Street and dumped an entire house load of toilets and couches and sinks and wallboard and all kinds of nails and stuff, and the police called the highway department and they came and cleaned it up, but this is the kind of stuff I'm dealing with every day. It's scary. So again, if you're watching this on TV, if you see something, please say something. Call us, help us get the police involved and find out what's going on. So the Polish Club, I give them credit. They had a camera and they tried to help the police go through it, but it only saves for 1 week, and there was some, the cameras are only good unless they're working, right? The way you want them, but we're appreciative to the Polish Club for coming out and helping us. I called several people over there too, but I couldn't get anybody to tell me what they saw or didn't see. Nonetheless, just an idea, people say, well, where's your budget money go to? And you sit there, you have no idea what it takes to keep things in good shape. I just made a deal with the guy, the Surface America guy that's doing Seymour Park. They gave us a price of $5,000 to fix the rubber in Mill Pond Park playground. And we just got them down to $2,000 this week. So
Just for those holes that are over
the
there?
holes and the edges, yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, it is crazy.
Insurance doesn't cover any acts of vandalism like that.
It does, but the town has a $10,000 deductible.
Deductible.
Yeah. So it's been, the town manager helped us with contingency account. Lauren Rhines helps us sometimes with, she has a pool of money also for insurance, for those that aren't covered by insurance, by the deductible. So there's a variety of ways depending on what happens, we kind of try to go into any budget line item that fits the bill.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating. It makes my stomach turn, actually. It makes me sick to my stomach to say that these people have no idea what it takes to, what their vandalism does. And you remember, I don't know how many years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, somebody lit the porta potty over there at Mill on fire, which caught the concession stand, which ended up being $110,000. It's crazy. Now that insurance paid for it, but still, it's still somebody's money and it's somebody's, premiums that go up. So
I think the people that dump it though, they know what they're.
Yeah, they know, they didn't want to pay to get it. They don't want to get it.
Right.
Like coincidentally, it was just the day before that all happened, on Facebook, someone was not in Newington, it was one of those Facebook, sell your truck, whatever. And they were asking, where do you go to dump barrels? And everybody was saying it's pretty expensive, and you gotta go to Eastern Connecticut for that.
Yeah.
And, I actually looked at the guy's profile, he was from out of state, he was in New York. But it's crazy that people are thinking right now, like,
Yeah,
where are we gonna go dump this stuff?
Nobody realizes how expensive it is to dump.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
We have to participate in a cardboard recycling program, you put your card, have a special dumpster and they take and recycle it. We just got notified that if the cardboard is wet, that is contaminated cardboard now, and they charge you more money for it.
And he keeps
It's like a
dry
pizza box.
dumpster.
They're not supposed to put the pizza box can go in it, but not the round thing.
Not the
Right,
It's just- it's-
got it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they dump that stuff over on Cross Street.
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the morning or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah. Yeah, just pull it in, drop it off and pull it out.
He has a problem, he owns property on, Stan Road.
Out mattresses every weekend.
Yeah.
We had one, dumped the whole truckload right in front of our gate, we couldn't get in.
Yeah, right, just dump it out.
Fortunately, we found an envelope and an address on it.
Nice.
That's
Bring it right
fast.
back to them.
Yeah, and just if you know, we're also working with municipal parking lot. We're in charge of that dumpster there. And now we have to put cameras and we're putting locks, and Trash Away dumps it, but somebody this weekend filled it with a bunch of, like, you were moving out of your apartment, all the furniture and everything was just dumped in front. You just reminded me of that in front of the gate. So it's costly. It's just so costly what's going on.
There's an assumption in this town that the dumpsters on public property are for public use.
Yeah.
I know.
And
it's not.
It's not, yeah.
And it's expensive.
Or they think it's free.
There's also an assumption on private property, like
Oh,
people
yeah.
come to our garden center,
Yeah.
throw whatever,
Yeah.
They've come to our work and
Yeah,
they just open it, they fill it all up, and then our guys go to use it, and it's like,
Yeah.
you can't put anything in it.
What happened at church? The pastor went out and totally harassed this guy because he pulled up and he was dumping stuff into the, it's like, get that out of here, and he's yelling at him. I was like, oh, boy.
Wow.
It's bad.
Okay, any comments from the board?
Yeah, I have a question, sorry. What's the status of the pools? Do we know yet or no? Not really.
The status.
Like, what's the plan for opening the pools?
No, I
Don't know.
I plan on opening them. That's
Yeah.
always been my plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just was curious about their shape. That's all.
Well,
Wear and tear over the summer.
yeah, well, we're gonna do, but we're gonna patch again, we're gonna see the crack and we'll repaint it and try to make that sticky. We just put in roughly $15,000 worth of new guards chairs. I put in a $15,000 handicap lift at Mill. We put in a $10,000 shelter at Mill. I didn't want to do all that stuff because I thought there might be a new pool, but now I'm just going forward and just saying I'm gonna try to make it the best I possibly can.
Is it possible to paint the fence, the galvanized fence?
I know, it's so bad.
I mean, that's if it's gonna stay there, but if, then,
I can tell you, I have no money right now to paint the fence, but the answer is yes, you can paint the fence. Usually you put a battery charge to it and they send an ion paint through it. That's what we used to do in my other job, but it's costly, it's expensive. The answer is I'm trying my best to make it as best and pretty as I can.
Yeah.
I can't change the ADA issues. I can't change the filtration system. I can't change the pipe in the boat.
We have one attendee and.
So anyway,
Dane,
I don't
but
see
I
a
plan
hand
on
up.
doing it. That's,
She does have her hand up. We have Dana Havens on public participation.
Yeah.
All right. Dana, you should be able to speak. I think you just have to unmute.
Hi, Dana Havens, 113 Stoddard Avenue. I'm calling because there was chatter once again and a video once again on Facebook regarding the preschool playground and how it is locked up. So I was wondering if, I was hoping you would address it earlier because I know you were aware of it since Mr. DeMayo's wife responded in there. I was wondering if you can clarify, during referendum time, you said that, no, it's not locked up and it can't be locked up via state statute. So, maybe you can send me that state statute or clarify exactly what's going on with that playground. Because we were told, it would never be locked and shouldn't be locked. And is there a way you can put a camera on Cross Street? Since it's so secluded, and the only way you're going to be able to stop any of that is to have a camera. And that's it for now. Thanks.
Thank you. That's all for public participation.
Okay, so
AJ.
just a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Good night.
Everybody.
Right.
good night, sweetheart. Good night to go.
That's not it.